Jai Hind to all. A very good afternoon to Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir, respected Pro VC Sir, Deans, Directors, HODs and faculty members. We are here today in continuation of the lecturette series Train the Trainers, and today's topic is MULYA PRAVAH 2.0 and Inculcation of Human Values and Professional Ethics in Higher Education Institution. And for this session, we are inviting Professor Dr. Manoj Tripathi Sir, Head Department of Liberal Arts and Humanities, Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences. Sir is presently working as the Head Department of Liberal Arts and Humanities, Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences, Swami Vivekanand, Subharti University, Meerut. He has been awarded Government of India National Fellowship for doctoral work in Criminology and Police Science by the Bureau of Police Research and Development, Ministry of Home Affairs, Government of India in 2003. He has participated and presented research papers in various international and national seminars, conferences and workshops. He has successfully conducted research survey on survey of slums for urban poverty indicators, awarded by State Planning Commission, UP, and State Urban Development Authority, Uttar Pradesh. He also conducted National Election Study 2004 sponsored by Center for the Study of Developing Societies, New Delhi. He is a member of various academic bodies like Indian Political Science Association, UP Political Science Association, and Advanced Research Institute for Defense and Security Studies, Meerut. He has published more than 35 research papers in reputed national and international journals and edited books. Now I would like to invite Sir to please carry forward with the session. Over to you, Sir.
Jai Hind to all. Today's topic is MULYA PRAVAH 2 and Inculcation of Human Values and Professional Ethics in Higher Education Institution. I am very thankful to August gathering present over here to give me an opportunity to deliver a lecture on this topic. We have the one slok in Rig Vedas, Bhadraya Sumto Yatem, let us strive for the wisdom that leads to the welfare of all. So today's topic is related to this slokas given in the Rig Vedas. Human values and ethics define the qualities of a person, organization or society at large. Practitioners of values and ethics learn these lessons through self-initiated endeavors, through the life experience that is the greatest laboratory of learning, and through the educational institutions that they attend. Hence, the educational institution need to represent values and ethics in totality. Education is undoubtedly the most important pillar of a civilized and dignified society. The structure of society or nations, we can say, depends primarily on the strength of this pillar. If this pillar is strong, society remains humane and prosperous. If, on the other hand, the pillar develop cracks, then the society may enter a subhuman phase. Unlike, for example, motor skills, which once mastered remain with us forever. Human values and ethics belong to the domain of subtle understanding and practices. It is vital to keep understanding the importance of human values in the educational institution. Adi Sankaracharya in the 18th century suggested the subtle aspects of human values need to be nurtured and protected with care, just as a mother protects the womb. Values and ethics have the nature of comfort. They evaporate if not preserved carefully. Hence, it is essential to discuss the streamline the process that helps to infuse the culture of human values and ethics in the educational institutions. Knowledge is power, but in higher education institution, the practice and implementation of human values and ethics demand action-oriented support supported by proactive culture. MULYA PRAVAH 2 Inculcation of Human Values and Professional Ethics in Higher Educational Institutions include the key recommendations of the national education policies announced on 29th July 2020, include the vision which propose curriculum and pedagogy of higher education institution to develop among the students a deep sense of respect towards the fundamental duties and constitutional values bonding with one's country and a conscious awareness of one's roles and responsibilities in a changing world, including universal values of truth, we can say satya, righteous conduct, dharma, peace, shanti, love, prem, non-violence, ahimsa, scientific temperament, citizenship values, and also life skills, lessons in seva practices and services, and participation in the community service program as an integral part of the holistic education. The new education policy also recommends the education must build character, enable learners to be ethical and rational, conscientious and caring, while at the same time preparing them for gainful, fulfilling employment. India and the entire world are committed to the fostering human values and professional ethics to make collective coexistence better and more beautiful world. The National Education Policies 2020, the Sustainable Development Goals 2030 of the United Nations, and the Connected Sustainable Development Goals Point 4 on educations are now available on the beacon light to help education navigate, and particularly higher education, towards the value-based and ethical practices. It is important to integrate science and art, scientific inquisitiveness and empathy, and quantitative orientation of growth to better living with the qualitative orientation of development, leading to better and more productive life. What are the objectives to foster the human values and professional ethics in higher education of institution? We have the following objectives to foster the human values and professional ethics in the higher education institution. Number one is reinstate India's rich cultural legacies and human values of which we are the custodian. Second one is focus on professional ethics, which helps to discern desirable and undesirable actions, re-emphasize constitutional values, universal values, and holistic education to create integrated citizens. Next, we can say lay down broader guidelines on human values and ethics for internal and external stakeholders, suggest operational guidelines for value-based and ethical practices in the higher education institutions, leading to the implementing and monitoring of the process of inculcation of human values and ethics in the educational institutions. Suggest operational guidelines we already discussed. We should indicate the outcomes of creating a value-based and ethical culture in the higher educational institution. What would be the outcome if we inculcate the value-based education system or the concept of the MULYA PRAVAH in the higher education institutions? The first outcome of this endeavor is to create institutions with the highest level of values and ethics. The entire infrastructure, physical, psychological, knowledge-based, and financial, needs to be built entirely on high values and ethical practices. While it is crucial, we can say, to have the major factors in place, the smaller or what may be thought of as minor aspects need to be in place. To create such an environment, it is essential to all of us to ensure the inclusion of the following 6 systems. Number one, the nurturing process of holistic development, impeccable governance, effective institutional management, well-laid system of rewards and repayment, institutional climate where rights are encouraged and wrongs are discouraged, inward-looking groups and communities that have the potential to develop the capacity of individuals, sources their potential and universal values, and ensure that their actions enable justice and equality for all. Human values, what the basic human values we have? We all know that the Indian civilization is the oldest one, so we can say the human civilizations are known for the value what we have in practice. Across various times and places, sages, sons and seers drew on their experiences and developed practices that placed vital importance on human values. Although the names they used, we can say, differed just as their language did, the spirit was basically the same. Human beings cherish and hold certain values in common consciously or even subconsciously in most places and times and practices them. Values are the yield of the field of the human nature. It has many precious grains which we can say the Tyaga renunciation is the foundation. Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya said, a teaching university would but half perform its function if it does not seek to develop the heart power of its scholar with the same solicitude with which in develop their brain power. Hence, it is that proposed university has placed formation of character in youth as one of its principal object. It will seek not merely to turn out men as engineers, scientists, doctors, merchants, theologians, but also as men of high character, probity, and honor whose conduct through life would show that they bear the hallmark of a great university. Gautam Buddha renounced a life of extreme comfort in place to seek answer to the pertinent questions for himself and others. We are quoting the one example related to the Gautam Buddha relating to the human values. It is said that Gautam Buddha attained enlightenment after years of dhyana meditation and tapaha, ascetic practice before starting to preach and pass on the knowledge that he acquired to others. During his teaching, he realized that some sense of ego was lurking in the deep recesses of his mind. That was prompting him to believe that he alone was enlightened and that the others was ignorant. The Buddha returned to the forest to meditate all over again. After that period of intense meditation and the consequent realization, he concluded that he should share his knowledge with other members of the society, not out of his ego, but out of his love and compassion as he considered all to his own people. The Vedic Upanishad teaching speaks of various values, of which the following are the key: Satya, truth; Dharma, rightness; Tapah, austerity; Tyaga, renunciation; Damah, restraint; Daya, mercy; Danam, charity; Danam, charity; and Samam, tranquility. These are the values which we have over ancient Vedas and the Upanishad. So we can say the purpose of education, particularly higher education, is to actualize human potential by making the stakeholders, especially higher education, administrators, teachers and learners, conscious of human values and professional ethics. These principal values we will discuss. First is love and compassion, prema and karuna. We all know about the fact that love is the all-pervading life energy. It is unconditionally manifested as sincere care for others, kindness, empathy, and compassion. True love leads to compassion. It is evident in acts of generosity, mercy, daya, and charity dhanam. The concept of love for all leads to considering the entire world as a family. As the concept of Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam, drawn from the ancient Sanskrit text of Maha-Upanishada, which literally means one world, one family, and to which we can add one future. It mainly affirms the intrinsic value of life for all living beings, human, animal, plant, and microorganism, and their interconnectedness on planet Earth and in this universe. Second is the peace, Shanti. The scope of peace includes the peace at both the individual level and the world levels. For world peace, its prevalence first at the levels of the individuals, society, and then nation is imperative. Marcus Aurelius, the renowned 2nd century Roman emperor, had stated that one who lives harmony with himself lives harmony with the universe. Another feature is the truth. Satya, truth is the eternal and unchanging, as it deals with the ultimate and unchanging reality. In the Taittiriya Upanishad, the teacher tells his students, his disciple, Satyam Vad, speak the truth. And in the convocation message and through his teaching, the Guru further conveys, abide by your dharma and never idle in your studies. This teaching is marked by veracity, honesty, sincerity, purity, accuracy, fairness, fearlessness, and integrity. In professional life, the simplest manifestation or truth is in sincerity, which can be seen in the commitment of the work. Non-violence, ahimsa, non-killing or non-violence is possible only with the conscious restraint from harming anyone or anything, living or non-living, with thought, word, and deed. Human beings needs to be sensitive to the fact that there is life in all forms of existence and all entities are interconnected in that universe oneness. Non-violence demands absentees from hatred and nurturing love and compassion for all. Renunciation is the another aspects. Tyag. Renunciation has the precondition of caring for and loving all living beings with total selflessness. It begins with selfishness, and renunciation, we can say, is not an escape from the problem of life. In fact, renunciation without action means a parasitic life. Service is born when selfless action begins. We can say renunciation in its simplest form is seen in austerity, sense control, and selflessness. Service, seva, when love and compassion for others and willingness to sacrifice for others out of love take form of action, it becomes service. This is possible only when one loves others as oneself, not as others. The value of service demands equanimity without any condition or discrimination, be it on the basis of caste, creed, race, religion, etc. While referring to the Taittiriya Upanishad, Sri Aurobindo, the great political thinker, or you can say spiritual thinker, describes the 5 sitas or the koshas of consciousness in the human being. First is Anandamaya Kosha, the material sheath, the physical body. the comprising the food. Pranamaya kosha, the level of breath or the vital force. Manomaya kosha, the level of the mind or the mental energy. Vinamaya kosha, the inner seat of the knowledge, inner intuitions. And finally, Anandamaya kosha, the seat of blessings representing Satchit Ananda. Satchit Ananda means absolute existence, knowledge, or blissful life. Human values are the mankind's deepest moral aspirations and the foundation of human culture as epitomized in individuals and societies. All individuals need to inculcate and consciously practice them to be good human beings so that they can realize their potential. Values are learned first by listening and observation, then reflection, and finally with the practice. Sravanam, Mananam, Nidhisyanam. Therefore, the administrators and the teachers in higher education must be consciously aware that they are being watched and observed by their peers and another learners in general who inculcate the values that they observe or hear about. The ambience in and around higher education institution should be conducive to value education and to bringing professional ethics with qualitative change in life and work, at home and the workplace. All we are aware about the fact that India is celebrated the Amrit Kal. As India celebrated 75 years of our independence, in his Independence Day address in 2022, the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi, urged that the India must focus on the Panch Pran, 5 woes of Amrit Kal, the auspicious times referring to the period of the next 25 years. Number 1 is the goal of a developed India. Second, to remove any trace of colonial mindset. Take pride. Third is take pride in our roots. Fourth, unity. And fifth, sense of duties among citizens by 2047, when the country will celebrate 100th year of independence. Another citizen-centric concept promoted and launched by Honorable Prime Minister of India is Mission Life. Is that life for environment, global movement to safeguard our environment from the impact of whatsoever the climate change we have. Now we will discuss the professional ethics. Human values and the professional ethics are intertwined. Values are connected with the personal conviction and the core beliefs of desire that the guide or motivated attitudes and actions. Ethics are the standards of the University Grant Commission's 13 conduct that indicate how one should behave based on the moral duties and virtues that arise from the principles about right and wrong. Professional ethics is concerned with the concept and framework of moral right or wrong as applied to a professional organization, its execution policies and human behavior. Education in its truest sense is not a professional enterprise. However, for practical purpose, we treat it here as a profession so that an institutional framework or ethics in higher education may be propounded. Ethics include among its goals stimulating moral obligation, developing problem-solving skill, and tolerating or reducing ambiguity. Ethics perhaps cannot be taught unless the receiver is established in Shravana Yoga, the Vedic yoga of listening, but can be learned by example. Krishna says in the Holy Bhagavad Gita, Yat yat acharati sresthatha tat tat ivah itro janah sa yat pramanam kurute lokah tat anuvartate. Means for whatever a worthy person does, that very thing other person emulate. Whatever standard he or she set up, in general, other person follow the same. This means that the seniors have much more responsible roles. No one is listening to what they are saying, but everyone is watching what they are doing. Words have less power of communication than action. And Jnanam bhar kriya vina. Jnanam bhar kriya vina. Knowledge of values and ethics is, or will be, we can say, only a dead burden if it is not implemented in practice. So ethics can be learned or demonstrated through example. Leaders establish ethical examples by what they say and do. Apart from that, ethics training is also a possibility and yields desirable results. Values, we can say, get established in early childhood, but value awareness, ethical awareness, and regional skills in favor of value-based and ethical decisions can be improved throughout the life. Human values and the professional ethics in a combined way influence the right conduct, behaviors, and the decisions. And ethical decisions, we can say, depends upon how one feels oneself, stage of moral development, and the organizational environment what we have. For ethical practice, however, individual cannot be held solely responsible. Apart from moral development and self-esteem, the organizational environment is an important factor contributing to ethical stands, practices, or decisions. That is the reason why it is essential to create an ethical environment in an organization. If the organizational environment promotes ethical practices, individual takes more ethically guided decision and vice versa. Constitutional values and global citizens. In our Indian constitutions, whereas we have the fundamental rights, we at the same time we also have the directive principle of state policies, as well as at the same time we also have the fundamental duties. So the Constitution of India is the basic document for governing the country, which lay emphasis on the fundamental duties, rights, and values, reminding the Indian people of their basic responsibilities as the citizen of India. More than the words, the Constitution is to be imbibed in a spirit. Citizens also needs to be sensitized to the use and misuse of the fundamental rights. Primarily, human rights must be available to all citizens of India. In the role of the citizen of a country, our values need to be intertwined with the universal vision. As the world has become a global village, the economy, ecology, and peace of all countries have become interdependent on one another. This is an appropriate time to be sensitive to cross-cultural issues and listen to and address everyone's concern. Values, what the values and the ethics we have for the stakeholders. One is integrity, adhere to conduct duties in a righteous manner and in accordance with the principle of honesty, trust, transparency, and fairness. Another is trusteeship, operate in an efficient, ethical, and true manner while ensuring group participation and a system of check and balance within an institution. Harmony, balance diversity and differences through a culture of tolerance, discussion, and forgiveness among stakeholders. Accountability, we should enable the environment of openness and trust to accommodate mistakes and encourage individuals to take responsibilities of their actions. Inclusiveness. We should adopt standards, policies, and procedures to promote and ensure equal opportunities to all without any discrimination against any individual or group for education, employment, promotion, and other activities in an institution. Commitment. Commitment be dedicated to the vision and mission of the institution while acquiring the knowledge, skills, and attitudes to accelerate or to achieve the excellence in due time within the regulatory boundaries. Respectfulness. We should create an environment of mutual respect, trust, and quality interaction as well as fair participation by the functionaries and the beneficiaries of the institutions. Belongingness. Foster a shared vision of the institute to make everyone feel secure, supported, accepted, and included. Next one is the sustainability. Ensure optimal resources utilization, economic environment, and social environment to achieve a long-lasting and the safe future. Constitutional values, commitment to the spirit of the Constitution, global citizens, be a responsible global citizens. We will discuss the teachers' would. What is the role of the teachers? Teachers should act as the role models with the example worth emulating by the students, such as good conduct and a good standard of dress, speech, and behavior. Act as a facilitator, guide, and mentor of the students. Create a conducive environment for the teaching learning process and strive for innovative practices and increasing knowledge. Refrain from harassment of students in any form. Refrain from any type of discrimination and appreciate and respect diversity among students. Inculcate human values, appreciating of cultural heritage, having a scientific outlook and concern for the environment among students and others. 5 minutes. And others. Encourage the students to actively participate in a scheme or activities of national priorities, actively work for national integration and communal harmony, be sensitive to societal needs and development, abide by acts, statutes, ordinance, rules, policies, and procedures of the universities, and respect ideal, vision, missions, cultural practices, and traditions of the institution. Practice utmost integrity in the assimilation, dissemination, evaluation, creation, and implementation of knowledge. The students also have certain role. We can say the students would make the best use of the golden part of their lives in the higher education institution by devoting their energy for learning and developing a wholesome personality. Students would, we can say, must abide by all the acts, statutes, ordinance, rules, policies, procedures of the university and respect its ideals, vision, mission, cultural practices, and traditions. Stay in academic institution with a joyful learning experience. Remain punctual, disciplined, and regular in attendance classes. Be modest in all over appearance and behavior. Behave with the dignity and the courtesy with the teachers, staff, and the fellow students. The students should act as role models for the junior students by sustaining the highest level of values and moralities. Maintain harmony among the students belonging to the different socio-economic status, community, caste, religions, or region, etc. we can say. Students should contribute to the cleanness of the campus and all surroundings, respect and care for the institution properties. Honesty provides only truthful information on all documents. This is also the duties of the students. Maintain the highest standard of academic integrity while presenting academic work. help teachers in maintaining a learning environment conducive to all the students, strive to keep campus the ragging free, be sensitive to gender issue, be sensitive to societal needs and worldwide or interdependent factors such as environment, ecology, peace and sustainability, maintain the good health and refrain from any kind of intoxicant. We have some methodology for the inculcation of the human values and the implementation of professional ethics in the higher education. We can organize the training, workshop, lectures, discussions, demonstration, dramatization, short play, we can say, short movies, value clarification approach for classifying values in a given situation or the problem, field visit, experiential learning, books club or different kinds of club, writing articles for newspaper and the magazines, participation in the community program, cultural activities. They should also given the role in the case studies, writing a reflective journal, values and ethics embedded in all courses, and one exclusive course at the graduation and the post-graduation level should be. It is the recommendation of the Higher University Grant Commission in the MULYA PRAVAH 2. Monitoring mechanism for the human values and the professional ethics. What would be the monitoring mechanism we should have regarding the human values and the professional ethics? Review meeting for the inculcation of the human values and professional ethics. Value audit of human values and the professional ethics in the higher education institutions and the feedback report. Institutional establishment for human values and the professional ethics at the national levels. We have the National Center for Human Values and Professional Ethics in the Ministry of Ministry of Education, Government of India. The separate department is there, and this center is coordinating with all these the regional centers established in the different state. In the state-wise, we also have the regional centers, and these regional centers will coordinate the activities of the human values and the professional ethics in the higher educations of the state. All the higher education needs to nominate a value officer at the institutional level for the implementation of human values and the professional ethics. All the higher education institution may hire, train, educate number of faculty members, train in value education who have expertise as well as willingness to offer value education courses to the students. At last, we can say in conclusion, education is not limited to the imparting of information or training of skills. It has to give the educated a proper sense of values. This quotation is given by the Saupalli Radha Krishnan. Jai Hind, sir.